currently 11:59 right now. I'm getting ready for my day. Today's Black Friday. I have a website drop going live actually it's happening right now. Everything on the website's going to be 50% off. I'm pretty excited to give everyone a chance to save a lot of money on my website today and this entire weekend. My things are already pretty cheap, but I think that doing legit Black Friday sales is like an art that should not be lost. I don't know about you guys, I do not like Black Friday these days because I feel like the sales are not really anything to break down a door about. Whereas back in the day, I feel like I lived through the golden age of Black Friday during the early 2000s and like early 2010s, where it was just mayhem every single year. And now my sale isn't that crazy, it's only 50% off, but what I will say is that I'm a small business and 50% off is being pretty generous in the first place, but I wish I could do more. Honestly, I wish I could give even more money off. Yeah, now I'm gonna get ready for the day and I will tell you guys in the car what the plan is for today. What's going on, guys? So today we are going to be thrifting on Black Friday. My expectations are pretty low. That being said, I've thrifted on Black Friday a couple years in a row now, and I have mixed feelings about it. I feel like the crowds are obviously insane if you go to some of these bigger stores that are offering massive deals. That being said, I've also like weirdly been able to find really good stuff thrifting on Black Friday, so I think it's always worth a shot. I think you can always, you know, give it a try, see what you find. If you have thrift stores that are in your area that have massive deals going on, but it's a little bit intimidating because the amount of people that are there, try to give it a shot. You know, I know it's a lot, but you might find some really cool stuff, and it's gonna be discounted too, so that's always a bonus. My plan today is to go to like 2 or 3 stores. I'm not trying to do too much. I really just want to go to a couple, maybe find some stuff for me, find some stuff for the website. And honestly, I'm gonna try to avoid the stores with the bigger crowds. I know I just told you guys like, hey, don't be intimidated by it. It's not that I'm intimidated by it, I just don't want to deal with it, honestly. We're gonna go thrifting, we're gonna see how it goes. But first, I need to update you guys on a lot of stuff that has happened recently, so I'm going to do that now. I think this video should start with like a giant summary of everything that's happened recently. Let's go through the negatives first, because there's more of those than there are positives. So one of the major things that happened and why the film quality might be a little bit better on this is because I dropped my phone. And I had a case on it, but it hit directly like flat down on the ground. Never seen anything like it before. The back of it completely shattered. It was terrible. I almost cut my hand picking it up. Next day I was able to get a new phone. My old phone had been paid off and it was just time. I think it was slowing down. It was not great. But yeah, now I have a new phone. So that's, I guess, a positive that came from the negative. Another thing that happened recently was I got scammed on my website. I don't think it was an actual scam. I think it was just a giant misunderstanding that happened between banks and PayPal and Shopify and everything. Basically, some guy made an order on my website for like over $400 and he paid through PayPal. I'd already deposited the money into my bank, and then not even like 4 hours later, PayPal was like, hey, you might want to check your account. It was just like negative however much the order was, and I was like, oh my god, where did the money go? Tried to get into my bank, it wouldn't let me in, so I was like, dang dude, did I get like scammed and he's like in my bank stealing money right now? I have no idea. While I was on the phone with my bank, I was able to get back into my bank app, saw that the money was still there from the transaction. I was like, okay, well that's weird because it says negative on the app. But then when I opened the app back up and I called their customer service, I just gave them a refund, kind of washed my hands clean of that situation, and then I was able to get in contact with the guy, and he was like, it was an old credit card. It might have not worked with PayPal, and that's my bad. I'm sorry. But at that point, I was kind of like, it was a misunderstanding, and I get that, but like, just don't shop with me right now, because like that really sucked, dude. And like, I had to like take all that money back out. It sucked, but it is what it is. I guess I give the guy a little bit more credit. It wasn't his fault, but it kind of sucked still. Now we get to everything that happened this week. This is the week of Thanksgiving. I had school Monday and Tuesday. Tuesday, I got an A+ on my business analytics exam, so shout out to me. That's a positive. Not only was it an A+, it was 100%. So my grade is back up to a 90. So that's I'm pretty proud of myself there. Wasn't looking too good in that class for a while. The problem comes on Tuesday night after I took that exam. Visit my friends for Friendsgiving. I spent a lot of time that afternoon thrifting. I had a great haul for the day. I was super pumped. Friendsgiving was awesome. It was so nice to catch up with all my friends. And then on the way back, I hit a deer. I hit a deer with my car. He ran out right in front of me. I had no chance to stop. My car actually has built-in safety features that didn't work, so that really sucked. But there's a couple positives from the crash, which are that 1, I'm safe. 2, the body damage was bad, but it wasn't enough to make my car stop working. I was able to drive home that night and everything still worked, so I was very happy and fortunate that that was the case. I also don't know where the deer went. I didn't see him afterwards. He might have been okay, so that's another bonus, because while I hit him hard and he did a lot of damage to my car, I couldn't find him afterwards. I couldn't hear him, couldn't find him, and it was pitch black outside, so maybe I missed him, but I think he was able to get off okay, and he just ran off into the woods. There was no blood on my car either. I think he genuinely was okay, and that made me feel really good. But my car wasn't okay, so then I ended up in a Nissan Altima the next day. It was a rental car that we got. It was cool, but not even 24 hours later, the tire popped because whatever rim they had on one of the tires was sharp and janky and basically cut the tire. That car was right back at the rental place within like not even a day. And now I'm in this 2025 Hyundai something that's built like a spaceship. This car is so cool and I am just like so nervous to drive it. It only has like 3,000 miles on it. I'm sorry, it only has like 1,800 miles on it. It has 1,800 miles on it. It's a rental. I don't understand the economy of rental cars. Like, how is this thing already a rental car? But yeah, here we are. And those are just the negatives that I want to talk about. There's been a lot more behind the scenes that has been way too personal to talk about, but it's okay. I'm still pushing through. Some positives recently. I had another pop-up at my school, a pop-up market, and it went so well. I was able to make about what I made at the last one, which was really nice. I also brought my hoodies, which is another positive of recent. A project I've been working on since April. Finally out. I finally dropped my hoodies. If you want to go grab one, they're on my website right now, hopefully still by the time this is done being edited. Limited sizes left. I know all the mediums are sold out, unfortunately, but I think larges, XLs, and XXLs are still available in both the colorways. They're very sustainable hoodies, dyed with black walnuts, 100% recycled cotton and polyester blend, and screen printed by a local business that I love so much. So yeah, really passionate about that project. Glad it's finally out. Glad that a bunch of people have them already too, because that means the world to me. There's some other bonuses too, but I'm gonna wrap up this yap sesh by talking about the media I've been watching recently and listening to. Finally finished the Beckham documentary. I started it this time last year, watched like 2 episodes, and then we didn't have Netflix in my house at school for like a whole year because whoever's subscription we were using expired. But we finally got it back, and I was like, oh my god, I never finished watching this thing. I love soccer so much. It was my favorite sport growing up, and to really watch his entire story kind of like unfold it was insane. He was one of my favorite soccer players growing up as well. He had such a unique style, and I really loved the way he played. I also dressed up as him for Halloween one year. Insert a picture right here. Hopefully I can find it. But yeah, I love David Beckham, and that was such a cool documentary to watch. Now, in terms of what I've been listening to, a lot of Christmas music. Christmas is right around the corner. Love the Peanuts album. I mean, that's a classic. The Ronettes, all their Christmas stuff, definitely like my favorite, my jams. Oh my god, Kendrick, dude. Kendrick dropped an album. That was insane. I'm a big fan of when he leans into his West Coast hip-hop sound, and he was doing that all over this project. Was happy to see that Soundwave was producing songs for him again. He is definitely one of my favorite producers that Kendrick works with, and just in general. And these features, dude. Like, Kendrick brought on SZA for this project twice, which was insane, and she sounded angelic on both the songs she was a part of. The Spanish singer who sings throughout the entire album, beautiful. Poetic sound. And then the like underground West Coast guys that he was putting on, all of them were incredible, and they all were so unique. And like, I love when bigger artists put on smaller artists that they're big fans of. I remember that happening with Tyler a lot, like in the 2010s, whether it was someone like Rex Orange County or even like more recently Tizo Touchdown, Kali Uchis. We've seen these people blow up since then and become big stars on their own. So when Kendrick does it, or when Tyler does it, or any other big artist do it, I respect the hell out of it because it's really cool to see. And then those artists often become some of my favorite artists too. So it's almost like they're giving me music recommendations. I'm like, that's awesome. I think that concludes the media segment, and let's get shopping. I am scared to drive this thing, dude. 1,800 miles. 1,800 miles. That's insane. As I approached the first thrift store of the day, I remembered that there was absolutely no telling how this day was going to go. It all truly depended on what type of crowd was at the thrift stores on this day, and I had no idea how to predict that, so I decided to stop at this first one that kind of has a little bit of everything. But to my surprise, this store actually started off really hot. I made it through the entirety of the women's section and men's section without getting in contact with any crazy shoppers, and in the process, I was able to find a bunch of really cool pieces that were just waiting for me there. I think the only personal find at that first store was this Half Price Books crew neck that was about a 3XL, so pretty boxy and oversized on me, but I liked it. But I also was able to find these two Atlanta 96 Olympics crew necks that were both a little bit stained up, but as I'll say later in the video, I have an idea for what I can do with them if the stains don't come out. Also found this cool mug from my college, but I'm not a part of the physician assistant program, so I was gonna put it back anyways. I continued to mosey through the clothing section and made my way to the trinket section where I was not really able to find anything, so I folded up my clothes pretty nicely and headed over to the checkout. There was like 15 people in line at checkout, and these girls could have been so mean to everyone, but they were so polite, and I really appreciated that. So after that, I was on my way to the second store of the day, which was this Goodwill. I liked that they had this festive little section of Christmas trees at the store, and it was also nice to see some shopping carts left on a day like Black Friday. I really did think about picking up this Timberland windbreaker, but for $21, I passed on it. I also took the time to compliment this dude on his Cavaliers jacket because it was so cool to see in person. After checking the rest of the store and not finding much, I went through the sweatshirt section and found a sweatshirt from my college, Baldwin Wallace, and it was pretty cool because not only was it an alternative colorway, but it had jackets on it, which is our mascot, and it was only $6. Exploring further, I also found this Ping golf windbreaker, but at this point, I think I was trying to find anything I could consider a good thrift find. So then I went to the trinket section where, other than this bear lamp that I knew I didn't really need, I found some pretty interesting sunflower glasses, but I also noticed that they weren't actually old, so I was like, I don't think that they're that unique and I don't really need them. What was unique was this little jewelry catch-all type deal that had legs on it. It was made out of red clay. It was only $4, but I saw that it had a crack on it, so I had to put it back, but otherwise I would have definitely bought it. As I was checking out, I realized I didn't really need this windbreaker like I thought I did, so I just grabbed the crew neck, and on my way out, I noticed something in the briefcase that, you know, just probably shouldn't be at a thrift store, but I thought it was funny that it was there regardless, and I made my way back to my car. It was at this point after the second store that I realized the afternoon was in full effect. It was almost 2:30 p.m. already, and after I made it to Value World, my third store of the day, I had this reflection in the car. I really don't want to go in there. There will probably be nothing left. I can see the thrift bros from outside the windows, but who would I be if I wasn't up for a challenge of trying to find something, even in a store environment like that is right now? We gotta go in. We gotta go in. It's 50% off. We gotta go in. All right, and go in I did. I was extremely worried, and I had never had to park in the back parking lot before, so that already wasn't a good sign. But yeah, as you can see, this place was overrun by thrift demons, and I was still able to find stuff. That's right, despite all the adversity I thought I would face, I actually came up with a pretty good haul at this store, and it was all around under $23. I got back in my car, admired all my stuff for the day, and then eventually made it back home. And here's a recap of everything that I found today. Okay, I made it back safely. On the couch right over there is everything that I found today. I just got back. It's kind of snowing outside, but it's very beautiful. A little bit of a sunset coming in. The ducks are swimming. Gorgeous day. Gorgeous, unlike that crowd that was at Value World. I was completely correct. That crowd was killer, and it was way too many people. That being said, it did remind me of old Black Fridays where it was just pure mayhem, so I can't complain too much because I did say that I was reminiscing on that and being like, oh man, why isn't Black Friday like that anymore? I got exactly what I asked for. It was a lot. We're gonna go through piece by piece so I can tell you guys a little bit about what I got. I know I filmed a little bit in the other first two stores, so I probably talked about those pieces a little bit, but I'll go a little bit more in depth to talk about why some of these pieces are really cool to me. Let's get started! Let's get started! It's gonna be rapid fire, by the way. I got a lot of pieces to go through, but I do want to talk about each one a little bit. Starting out with this incredible Northern Reflections sunset piece. Such a cool sweatshirt. I really love the graphic on it. I think the touches of pink are super unique. I love the greens and the blues being a little bit more faded. It makes for a really nice graphic on a white sweatshirt blank. So yeah, I really love this one. Where am I gonna put these? I'll throw them over here. Okay, next up, nothing too crazy, just a little Browns pocket t-shirt. I think it's from 1999, size medium. It's $3 today because of the half off prices, and yeah, I just really thought it was a kind of an easy sale, seeing as though I'm in Cleveland. It is more of a summer piece, but I like the colors, you know, I like the simplicity, so I had to get it. Dude, this half price book sweatshirt is so sick. It's not that old, it's probably was in their store not even 5 years ago. But I really like this graphic. I love Half Price Books. That store is actually right down the road from where I found this, so it makes sense. I just like this little dude in the top hat, you know, reading his book, and I liked the boxy nature of it. It's tagged to 3XL, which means it probably fits like a 2XL. As a size XL wearer myself, I love my 2XL stuff because it's really oversized, like this sweatshirt I'm wearing right now. I didn't even try this one on. I was just like, this one is definitely gonna be perfect. And the back hit too, nice little red on the back. I normally don't gravitate towards red, but red on a gray piece I think is a cooler look for me. Next up, we have this little like springtime bee shirt. I like the flowers, you know, the bees are cool. The color is a little like muted yellow. This one was also only $3 today, so I was like, might as well grab it. I also like the sleeve detail, this little like double sleeve that happens on both sleeves. I thought that was pretty cool. These are all finds from the first store, by the way, I forgot to say that. And probably my personal favorite find from that store was this angular, like, skeletal looking sweatshirt, dude. This thing is so sick. From the brand, I don't know, Q-Tide? Q-Tide? I don't know how you'd say that. $4, so it was $2 today. $2. I don't know, I just couldn't let this thing stay there. I don't know if anyone else will find it as sick as I do. I just think it's a really unique piece. And I found not one, but two of these Atlanta 1996 Olympic pieces. They're both stained up, as I showed you guys earlier, but I do think I'm either going to get the stains out, or I have a project in mind where I'm gonna be dyeing a lot of stained garments that I find brown. I have some leftover black walnut dye from my hoodie project, and it created these really nice shades of brown. So I currently have a stack over to the side I'm not gonna show you guys yet, because it's kind of cool. I wanna keep it a secret for now. I kind of have this project in mind where I'm gonna take a bunch of stuff that has like stains or something and try to dye it with the black walnut dye, so make it sustainably brown. And I think they're all gonna turn out really cool. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what I do with those. As far as those go, yeah, like I said, I'm either gonna try to get the stains out. Maybe I'll start with that. If they don't come out, they're gonna get added to the pile for sure. Sorry if I sound like I'm out of breath. I'm not. I'm just like moving around a lot, but like I'm doing fine. Okay, my second store find, singular, because there's only one thing. Amazing Baldwin Wallace College crew neck. Dude, this might be a personal if it fits me. Really cool colors. Our colors are yellow and brown. So like anytime I find BW stuff locally that is like a random color, like maroon red, or like I find a lot of dark green pieces, it's always like, wow, that's super unique. I love that so much. And they're normally not in my size. Once again, this one's like a XXL. I love boxy or like oversized crew necks. And this one says jackets on it, which is our mascot, the yellow jacket. So I was like, this is such a unique piece. Like if this fits me, I'm definitely gonna keep it. And if not, I'm just gonna sell it to one of my friends. So, okay. Now we got the real deal stuff over here. Just kidding, I think all that stuff was real deal too, but we got 3 bags of value world greatness. Okay, let's start with the item that took up one whole bag because I'm not too like passionate about it, but it is a cool find nonetheless. For $6.80, I found this men's Lululemon bomber jacket. It's like this nice little like wool material on the outside. This one was just super cool, and they 100% didn't realize it was Lululemon, but I was looking at the zippers and there it is. Yeah, I don't know, I don't really care too much about Lululemon, but it does well for me on eBay, so anytime I find it for cheap and it seems like a more obscure piece, I just tend to grab it. But yeah, we'll see how this performs on eBay. I'm not like, oh man, if it does poor, I don't care, but because it was only $3. Oh, that's the other thing. Forgot to say, Value World, everything was 50% off. So today I spent $25 in there, I think, around 25, I don't remember. So this only being $3, I'm like, I can't take a loss on it. Like somebody's gonna want it. This is another one that I'm like, if I can't get the stains out, I might just dye it brown. But it's this nice little outdoorsy, flannel, no, not flannel, just like a cotton shirt, little button down. It has some stains on the front. They're not too bad though, they're just like little scuff marks. This one was half off of $3.60 today, so really not bad. This is what really sold me on the back, was these deer. I love anything with wildlife or deer on it. Even though they're trying to take out my car recently. That was that one. Ooh, this one's cool. I love Prince, the brand Prince. Their tennis stuff is really cool, like their vintage tennis stuff, but this is a newer one from their pickleball line. I don't know. I just thought it was cool. I love polo shirts. I think polo shirts are starting to come back a little bit. Polo shirts have never been like out, but as like casual style, we saw it happen a lot in like 2017, 2018 with like Flower Boy and like, I don't know, the whole Tyler aesthetic that he created. So I don't know, I thought that this was kind of a cool one that I could pick up and just see if people like it. And for it only being $1.20 today, half off, I was like, Gotta grab that. Just a good blank here. Nothing too crazy. It's like this little dark green, greenish blue, like turquoise color. This was only $3.40 today. And I don't know, I've been looking for some good blanks for art projects soon. $3.40 for a blank like this, like super heavyweight. Love it. This was another cool one. This was a random one towards the end of my trip there. I don't know, it is a fake jersey, I'm pretty sure, because the MLB logo is looking a little wonky. I've never really cared about like fake jerseys versus real jerseys, and I sell them all for pretty cheap on my website, so I figured someone would appreciate this. For $4 today, I found this awesome little Mariners aquatic blue looking jersey that is stitched, even though it's fake. Once again, who gives a shit? And on the back, it is none other than Ken Griffey Jr. And I think jerseys are kind of like polo shirts, where it's like they were out of style for a little bit, and I would love to see them make a resurgence. These days, it's not as much about like what team it is or like who the player is. It's more about like the colors and the styles of the jersey. And with ones like that Mariners jersey, I don't know, it's something like, I feel like jerseys should come back in like a broader way than they have been in the past. I got one more bag after this, but I found this really cool striped boxy shirt. Really nice texture, like a little heavier weight. I don't know, it's got this little like rugged feel to it. This one was kind of overpriced, I'm not gonna lie. $6.80, so it was like $3.40 today. Cool little piece, and I have something planned for this one, so nice little DIY project again. Keep buying blanks so I can like turn them into cool stuff, and people love them, so I'm happy to keep finding good quality ones like this. Last little bag. Start with this little sweater, just a little wintry sweater. I don't know, can't tell still if things like this are gonna keep selling on my website or not, but people keep buying them, so I like anything that has like nature and creatures on it, and a lot of the winter stuff that has like embroidered animals and stuff always has like pine cones and just cool little elements that I think are really unique on garments, and when I see them, I like to buy them. And then I also found this little random like radio t-shirt. I hope that this was some sort of like yacht rock radio, because the tagline is so funny. WQAL, great soft hits, 104.1. Who knows what that means? Whatever it is, I'll put it right here so you guys can see what type of music it was, but great soft hits, I just was like, that's incredible. All right, last piece. This was the best piece that I found today. I don't know why it was there. As you saw, there were thrift bros everywhere. Someone should have already grabbed this, but no one did. It's also an amazing size, good tag, and it was only $3.20 today, which means it was only $1.60. Long sleeve button up on the collar, and you can see it right there. Bruce Springsteen and the East Street Band tour 1999. And the back graphic also, like this artwork is so cool. I don't know how much this shirt goes for off the top of my head, but I was like, it's probably like a $40 band tee or something. But it's like, what were they doing in there? I had all these like Carhartt wearing dudes and none of them wanted this one. I was like, it's so sick. But yeah, guys, that is the entire haul for today. I hope you guys like this video. I would love to do more videos like this where I go thrifting on a day where there's like a statewide sale, whether it's like Black Friday, Memorial Day, Labor Day, just a random day where there's a lot of sales around, and kind of see how thrift stores measure up when there's a sale going on versus when there's not a sale going on. Overall thoughts on thrifting on Black Friday? Do it. Do it. I think, you know, if there was ever a year that it wasn't gonna go well, it would have been this year. More people are thrifting now than ever, and I love that so much, but it does lead to an oversaturation of people in the thrift stores on a day like Black Friday. And there's already gonna be plenty of people in a thrift store, but you know what I mean, like people like me. And then you factor those people in with just like the crazy shoppers that just want to get a good deal. It can be a lot, but I don't think that you should let that stop you, and I want you all to go out there and find something cool on the days where you know there's gonna be a lot of people in the thrift store. Because on a day like today, who would have thought that I would have been able to find a band tee, some Atlanta 96 gear, or any of the other cool little items I found today? I didn't think so, but I'm glad that I found stuff, and I'm glad that I get to keep inspiring you guys to shop sustainably. All right, guys, have a great day. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, do whatever you wanna do. I will catch you in the next one. I'm almost on winter break. I got like 2 weeks left. By the time you're seeing this, I might already be on winter break. Maybe I edit it really fast and I'm not on winter break yet. But what I can assure you is I promised 3 to 4 videos before the year is over. This is one of them. I plan to deliver at least 2 to 3 more before the calendar year is over. I am sticking to that promise, whether it drives me crazy or not. I don't know. For now, this is all I got. So I will catch you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye, guys. Do you care to explain yourself, little man? Huh? I just put all this stuff down. Why are you just laying on it? Sir, we need you to, hey, we need you to get off the thrift find, sir. Oh,